So today we are going to start our third phase of software engineering course. Sorry for that. That is the testing phase. Uh, First of all, I would like to say that the content in the slides are somewhat adopted from the content of my teacher, Sir Jawad, and who is the visiting faculty at Information Technology University. So some of the contents are adopted and inspired from his slides and work. Before starting the testing phase, I would like to inform the viewers that you need to go through the previous videos to in order to understand the testing phase as well. So let's get started. Before starting the testing, I would like to know that what we do for testing is to identify the failure. So first of all, we need to know what is a failure, and I would like to encourage all of you to think about a failure, any failure that you have encountered in real time in your real life. So I'll stop for 5 seconds and let you think about it. So let me give you some examples of failures. What are failures exactly? So there are different types of failures, I might say. Uh, for example, a smartphone mapping map shows a bank in the middle of river. That a smartphone application that is designed to show a map of different locations shows a bank in the middle of a river. That is basically the functionality issue or the functionality failure of the app. So second is integration failure. Integration means to sum up the things together, and for example an Airbus, that is an airplane, larger parts have been manufactured, and when integrated with the smaller parts it cannot be done, so it is an integration failure, and that results in almost $6 billion dollars. So another example is a country has topmost criminals and they suddenly went out. That is basically the performance failure of the issue of the management. A wide area curtained off electricity due to a hacking incident. That is basically a security issue that results in the blacking out of electricity of an area. Some other examples of failures are incompatible failure, like you have an older version of an application and you use that version to build a newer version, but that exactly doesn't work the way you want it to. So that is basically incompatible reuse components failure. And so I would like to encourage you to think more failures and different types of more failures in this situation. So hence you can say that failures may not always occur due to functionality. Other causes of failures are integration, maybe performance, security, processes, etc. So what causes failure? So humans are prone to make mistakes. What are the causes that makes human to make mistakes and then leads to failures? So some of the causes of failures are system complexity. That means that the system is very complex and the components that are included in the systems are hard to integrate. Let's say IoT and Zakara, these are very hard to integrate with the other components of the system. And sometimes there is a application that is able to serve more than one purpose. In that case, maybe integration of the application with other systems are very hard. So system complexity is one example of that cause failure. Other examples are time management issues. For example, sometimes we say that we say that we can do work, but there is no point that you can do 10 days work in 2 days, so that means you are doing an unrealism commitments. Other times that you have a poor time management and estimation, that for example you say that you can do work in 1 month and 2 months, but that doesn't estimate the right way, it may take 3 or 4 months. That results in poor time estimation. Sometimes there is identified key risk factors that may lead to poor time management issues. Sometimes there is early market needs that you have to do before launching something. So that is basically the time management issues. Sometimes there are organizational issues. Sometimes that includes lack of communication and lack of bridge between the members. Sometimes there is unhealthy environment to work on. Sometimes there is a lack of an incorrect hierarchy of team. So the all the results of organizational issues or organization failures, or others are key resource capabilities that we do not have the required knowledge or the skill to perform on a project, lack of interest on a project, or due to some or personal issues. So other types of failures are knowledge and limitation of knowledge. That is basically working on a new or unprecedented project, unaware of future circumstances application or project be used in. Algorithm repetition, untested algorithm that is not used before, or tested algorithm but not suitable for the current need, or correct algorithm but incorrect implementation of that algorithm. So again I will repeat that. Sometimes there is untested algorithm, sometimes there is a tested algorithm but not required in the current scenario, and correct algorithm but not the current implementation. Third is misunderstanding requirements, single phase misunderstanding requirement, that maybe you have misinterpreted the requirements of the project. Single phrase interpreted seen differently by different team members. Being unaware of terminologies used by the clients, different unclear extent of client. Again I will repeat that. Single phrase interpreted differently by different team members. Being unaware of the client terminologies, different extent of the client, and last but not the least, a typing mistake. Sometimes there are typing mistakes that results in correct understanding and thinking. So what is basically causes the failure? Sometimes there is a mistake, and that mistake leads to debug of bugs, and then leads to a failure. So we do a mistake that leads to a fault or error. That fault or error results in the entire failure of the application. So what are the causes of failures? So if let's just first talk about other reasons or other causes of failures. Sometimes there are radiation, that the application is working in a certain environment that have radiations. Electromagnetic fields are the causes. Pollution, overheating of the application, system resources consume a lot of power. Sometimes there is natural disasters. So finally we just talk about the impact of failure, what a failure can cause. So it can harm people, companies and the environment. Loss of money, time. Time is very costly in the failure of something. Impact on business reputation. Large companies can be very hurtful if the application may go down. Human injury, and even it results in catastrophic result a human death. So yeah, that is basically the introduction of a failure. Next lecture we will talk more about the testing phase.